Dr. Hyun-woo Park wiped the sweat from his forehead as he stared at the computer screen. The numbers made no sense. After 3 years of failed experiments, something had finally worked. But the results were impossible. "So Young, come look at this," he called to his research partner across the lab. Dr. So Young Kim rolled her chair over to his desk. She had been working with Hyun-woo at the Seoul Advanced Physics Institute for 2 years. They were trying to create a new type of engine that could push ships faster than light. Every other attempt had failed. "What is it?" So Young asked, looking at the screen full of numbers and graphs. "The quantum vacuum test we ran yesterday. Look at these energy readings." So Young's eyes went wide. "This can't be right. These numbers are huge. What did we do differently?" Hyun-woo pulled up the video from their experiment. "I made a mistake. I set the gravitational field generator to the wrong setting. Instead of a small pull, it created a massive collapse." On the screen, they watched their small metal test object disappear for exactly 0.3 seconds. When it came back, it was exactly where it started. But the energy readings showed something incredible had happened. "It didn't just move," So Young whispered. "It went somewhere else completely." "That's what I think too, but where?" So Young ran the numbers again. "Hyun-woo, if these readings are right, our test object didn't travel through space. It went outside of space." "What do you mean?" "I mean it stopped existing for those 0.3 seconds. The gravitational collapse was so strong, it punched a hole in reality itself." Hyun-woo sat back in his chair. "That's impossible." "So it was faster than light. Travel until we just did it." They spent the next week running more tests. Each time, the results were the same. Their machine could make objects disappear from reality and bring them back somewhere else. The energy needed was enormous, like a small star exploding. But it worked. The news reached Captain Dong Hyun Lee within a month. He was the head of Earth's experimental ship program. For years, humans had been trying to catch up with alien technology. Now, maybe they finally had something. "Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old," Dong Hyun said to Hyun-woo during their first meeting. "Imagine space is like a piece of paper." Hyun-woo said, "Most ships travel along the paper's surface. We punch a hole straight through it. And that's safe?" Hyun-woo and So Young looked at each other. "We think so. The holes fix themselves after a few minutes. You think so?" "Captain, we've only tested it on small objects. We need a real ship to know for sure." Dong Hyun had been a pilot for 15 years. He had flown every type of ship Earth had built. The idea of testing completely unknown technology should have scared him. Instead, he felt excited. "How long to build a ship-sized version?" 3 months, So Young said. "Maybe less if we get the resources we need." The Earth government gave them everything they asked for. The project was classified at the highest level. Only a dozen people knew what they were really building. The ship they created was called the New Horizon. It was small, designed for only 3 crew members. But it had the most powerful engine ever built by humans. Dong Hyun's first test flight was scheduled for a Tuesday morning. He took the ship just outside Earth's atmosphere. The plan was simple: travel 1 light year away and come back. "Ready?" Dong Hyun asked his crew over the radio. "All systems look good," replied his engineer, Tae-min Cho. "Navigation is set," said his pilot, Yoon-ji Han. Dong Hyun pressed the activation button. The universe disappeared. For 3 seconds, there was nothing. No stars, no Earth, no ship. Dong Hyun felt like he was floating in empty black space. Then, suddenly, everything came back, but they weren't near Earth anymore. "Where are we?" Yoon-ji asked, looking at her instruments. "According to this, we're 50 light years from home," Tae-min said. "That's impossible. We were only gone for 3 seconds." Dong Hyun looked out the window. He could see a red giant star that wasn't in any Earth database. It worked. "We actually did it." But when they activated the engine to return home, something strange happened. Behind them, space itself seemed to tear open. A black hole the size of a city block appeared where they had been floating. "What is that?" Yoon-ji shouted. The hole lasted for 10 minutes before it slowly closed up. Space looked normal again. But they all knew something had changed when they returned to Earth. Han Wu and So Young were waiting with a team of scientists. The energy readings from the test were beyond anything they had expected. The good news is that it works perfectly, So Young told the government officials. We can travel anywhere in the galaxy in seconds. What's the bad news? Asked General In Young Park. Every time we use it, we create a temporary hole in reality. The holes fix themselves, but, double quote, but what? Han Wu took a deep breath. We don't know what happens if we use it too much. Space-time might not be able to keep fixing itself. The room went quiet. Finally, someone asked, how much is too much? We have no idea. Despite the unknown risks, the Earth government decided to continue the program. They built more ships with the new drive. They called it the Void Drive because it sent ships through the void between realities. Within 6 months, Earth had a fleet of 30 ships that could travel anywhere in the galaxy instantly. No other species had technology even close to this powerful captain. Donghai Li was promoted to admiral and put in charge of the fleet. He knew they had something special. He also knew they were playing with forces they didn't understand. Every time we jump, we're rolling dice with the universe, he told his officers during a training meeting. But sometimes you have to take risks to move forward, the officers nodded. They were all volunteers who understood the dangers. They also understood that humanity had just become the fastest species in the galaxy. What none of them knew was that their first test flight had been detected. Somewhere in deep space, ancient machines had recorded the impossible energy signature. Beings that had watched the galaxy for thousands of years suddenly turned their attention to a small blue planet near the edge of the galaxy. Earth had announced itself to the universe in the loudest way possible. They had shown that they could break the fundamental laws of reality itself. And they had done it by accident. The response would come soon. But for now, humanity celebrated their greatest achievement, completely unaware that they had just painted a target on their entire species. Archon Veltar had been monitoring spacetime for over 300 years. In all that time, he had never seen readings like this. His observation station floated in deep space, far from any star system. The Galactic Cooperative Council had built dozens of these stations to watch for cosmic threats. Veltar's job was to detect dangerous events before they could harm civilized worlds. Most days were boring. He watched for black holes, supernovas, and other natural disasters. Sometimes he detected illegal weapons tests from primitive species. But today was different. His instruments were screaming warnings. Something had just created a Class 12 reality breach near a small system called Sol. Class 12 events were supposed to be impossible. They only happened when universe-level entities died or when cosmic forces went completely wrong. Computer, run a full analysis of the Sol system event, Veltar commanded. Analysis complete. The reality breach was artificial. In nature. Duration 3.2 seconds. Energy output equivalent to stellar collapse. Origin, unknown technology. Veltar's forearms trembled. An artificial Class 12 event meant someone had built a weapon that could damage reality itself. In the galaxy's recorded history, only 2 species had ever created such technology. Both had destroyed themselves within decades. He immediately sent an emergency message to the Council headquarters. High Analyst Morden received Veltar's report while she was reviewing trade agreements. As one of the Council's top scientists, she had seen many false alarms over the years. But when she read the data, she dropped her work and ran to the Emergency Analysis Center. Show me everything we know about the Sol system, she ordered her assistants. The information appeared on screens around the room. Sol was home to one species, humans. They were relatively new to space travel, having only left their home planet a few hundred years ago. The Council had been watching them but considered them harmless. Humans have no advanced technology, one assistant said. They barely have fusion power. How could they create a reality breach? Morden studied the energy readings. These numbers don't lie. Something in the Sol system just punched a hole through the fabric of space-time itself. She ran more tests. The energy signature was unlike anything in the Council's databases. Most faster-than-light travel worked by bending space or using existing dimensional pathways. This was completely different. It's like they grabbed reality and tore it open, Morden whispered to herself. Meanwhile, on Earth, engineer Taemin Cho was working on improvements to the void drive. He had no idea that every test was being monitored by alien sensors across the galaxy. Tae-Min had been fascinated by the drive since the first successful test. The technology was brutally simple: create a gravitational collapse so powerful that it broke through to whatever existed beyond normal spacetime. The beauty is in its crudeness, he explained to his team. Other species try to be gentle with spacetime, we just smash through it. His latest modification allowed for more precise control. Instead of random holes, they could now choose exactly where the breach would open. The energy requirements were still enormous, but Earth's new fusion reactors could handle it. Navigator Yoonji Han was chosen to test the improved drive. She had been on the first successful mission and was the most experienced void drive pilot. This time we're going for distance, Admiral Dong Hyen Lee told her before the flight. Try to reach the Vega system. Vega was 200 light-years. From Earth, with conventional FTL, the journey would take months. With the void drive, it should take seconds. Eunji's ship, the Starbreaker, was loaded with recording equipment. Scientists wanted to learn everything they could about how the drive actually worked. Beginning void jump in 3:2 1. Reality tore open like paper. The ship vanished from Earth space and instantly appeared near Vega. But the arrival created something unexpected. The massive energy release formed a temporary black hole that immediately began consuming nearby asteroids. Emergency. Eunji shouted into her radio. The jump created a black hole. For 30 minutes, the artificial black hole devoured everything. Within 1,000,000 kilometers. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, it evaporated. Space returned to normal, but an entire asteroid field was gone. When Yoonji returned to Earth, the scientists were amazed by the data. The void drive wasn't just transportation. It was a weapon of incredible power. Every jump creates a small black hole, Dr. So Young Kim explained to the government officials. Usually they disappear quickly, but this one lasted much longer. Why? Asked President Sang Ho-yoon. We think it's because we're getting better at controlling the energy. But that makes the side effects more dangerous. Back at his monitoring station, Archon Veltar detected the second reality breach. This one was even stronger than the first. He immediately called for an emergency meeting with the Council's leadership. The situation in the Sol system is escalating, he reported to the assembled Council members. The humans have now created 2 Class 12 events in 3 months. Speaker Prime Zixthara, the Council's leader, had ruled the galaxy for over 1,000 years. She had seen the rise and fall of dozens of civilizations. What do we know about human intentions? Nothing direct, but based on the energy patterns. They're experimenting with reality-altering technology. Each test is more powerful than the last. Councillor Mervek, representing the military alliance, stood up. If they continue this experimentation, what are the long-term risks? Veltar's image flickered as he transmitted the analysis. Computer models suggest catastrophic failure within a century. The reality breaches create stress fractures in space-time. Too many fractures could trigger a cascade collapse. The room fell silent. A cascade collapse was every galactic civilization's worst nightmare. It meant the fundamental structure of the universe would break down, destroying everything that existed. How many breaches would it take? Zixthara asked. Unknown? Possibly thousands? Possibly dozens. We've never seen technology like this. Meanwhile, Earth's void drive program was expanding rapidly. Admiral Dong Hyen Lee now commanded 50 ships equipped with the reality-breaking technology. Each ship could travel anywhere in the galaxy in seconds. We're moving into Phase 2, he announced to his fleet commanders. Exploration missions. To map the galaxy. Captain Bio Ra Choi volunteered for the most dangerous mission, traveling to the galactic core. No ship had ever attempted to fly through the massive black hole at the galaxy's center. The mission is simple, Dong Hyeon explained. Jump to the core, take readings, and jump back. If the void drive works like we think it does, the black hole shouldn't matter. The Aura's ship, the Reality's Edge, was equipped with the most advanced void drive yet built. The energy output was powerful enough to create a hole in space-time. Even inside a black hole's event horizon, when Beora activated the drive near the galactic core, something amazing happened. The ship didn't just travel through space. It traveled through the black hole itself, emerging on the other side completely undamaged. Impossible, whispered High Analyst Morden when she detected the energy signature. They just flew through Sagittarius A*? Nothing can survive that? To councils. Emergency session was called that same day. For the first time in 10,000 years, all 47 member species participated. The threat was too great to ignore. The humans have demonstrated technology that operates beyond known physics, Morden reported. They can travel through black holes, create artificial gravitational collapse, and tear holes in reality itself. What do they want? Asked the representative from the Andromedan Alliance. We don't know. They haven't attempted to contact us. They seem unaware that they're threatening the stability of the universe. Speaker Prime Zixthara made the decision. That would change galactic history. Send a message to Earth. Inform them that their technology threatens all life in the galaxy. Demand that they cease all experimentation immediately. And if they refuse? Asked Councillor Mervak. Then we must consider more direct action. The message was sent that day. It would reach Earth in 72 hours. The Council waited to see how humanity would respond to learning they weren't alone in the universe. What they didn't expect was humanity's reaction to being told to stop using their greatest technological achievement. Earth's leaders had spent centuries dreaming of the day they would meet alien civilizations. They just hadn't expected that first meeting to be a demand for surrender. The message from space arrived on a Tuesday morning. Dr. Yunesio Lee, Earth's head of xenology, was eating breakfast when her emergency communicator started screaming. This is impossible, she whispered, reading the translation. We're not alone. The message was simple but terrifying. People of Earth, you're faster than light. Technology threatens the stability of the universe. You must stop all experimentation immediately. A representative will arrive in 7 days to discuss terms. Do not attempt to use your reality-altering drives during this time. Unesio ran to her office and called an emergency meeting. Within an hour, Earth's top leaders were gathered in the secure conference room beneath the global defense headquarters. President Sang Ho-yoon read the message 3 times. Are we sure this is real? The transmission came from outside our solar system, confirmed Communications Director Woo Jin-nam. The technology used to send it is far beyond anything we have. Admiral Dong Hyeon Lee looked angry. They're telling us to stop using the void drive? That's our greatest achievement. Maybe we should listen, suggested Dr. Yunesio Lee. If they can contact us from light years away, they probably know things we don't. Oh, maybe they're afraid of us, Admiral Dong Hyeon replied. Maybe we've finally built something that makes us equal to them. General In Young Park stood up. Equal? We don't even know who them is. This could be an invasion threat. The debate continued for hours. Some wanted to comply with the alien demands. Others wanted to prepare for war. Everyone agreed on one thing. This changed everything. Meanwhile, in deep space, Speaker Prime Zixthara was addressing the largest gathering in galactic history. The Council's main chamber could hold representatives from all 47 member species, but this meeting was too important for physical attendance. Billions of beings across the galaxy watched as their leaders decided humanity's fate. We face a threat unlike any in recorded history, Zixthara announced. The species known as humans has developed technology that damages the fundamental structure of reality. A holographic display showed the energy readings from human void drive tests. The numbers were so large that several representatives gasped. These are the energy signatures from their experiments, explained High Analyst Morden. Each jump creates a temporary break in space-time. The breaks repair themselves, but they leave scars. Counselor Mervek leaned forward. How many scars can reality sustain? Unknown. Our models suggest that too many could trigger a cascade failure. The universe itself could unravel. The Andromedan representative stood up. Surely they can't be doing this intentionally. No species would risk destroying everything? We believe they're unaware of the danger, Morden replied. Our analysis suggests humans discovered this technology by accident. They don't understand what they're playing with. The debate that followed was intense. Some species wanted to destroy Earth immediately. Others argued for diplomacy. A few suggested trying to steal the technology for themselves. The humans have sent no aggressive signals, pointed out the Centauri delegate. They seem to be using their drives for exploration, not conquest. That makes them more dangerous, not less, replied the vegan ambassador. An accidental universe ending is still universe ending. Speaker Prime Zixthara called for order. The question before us is simple. Do we allow humans to continue their experiments and risk universal destruction, or do we act to protect all life? Back on Earth, the arrival of an alien ship ended all debate about whether the message was real. The vessel appeared near Earth's moon without any energy signature that human sensors could detect. Admiral Ji-Hoon Kong was chosen to lead Earth's first contact team. He was a veteran diplomat who had spent years preparing for this moment. He just never expected it to happen during a crisis. Remember, Dr. Yunesio Lee told him as he prepared to board the shuttle, we don't know their intentions. They might see us as a threat. Are we a threat? Ji-Hoon asked. Yunesio paused. I honestly don't know anymore. The alien ship was beautiful and terrifying. It was 3 kilometers long and seemed to be made of living crystal. When Ji-Hoon's shuttle approached, a section of the hull opened like a flower. Inside, he met Ambassador Kethver, the Council's specialist in dangerous species. Kethver looked like a cross between a spider and a tree, with 6 arms and bark-like skin. Welcome. Human Ji-Hoon, Kethver said in perfect English. I bring greetings from the Galactic Cooperative Council. Thank you for coming, Ji-Hoon replied, trying to hide his amazement. We're honored to meet you. The honor is complicated by necessity, Kethver said. Your species has created technology that threatens all life in the galaxy. Our void drive? Yes, you call it transportation. We call it reality warfare. Kethver led Ji-Hoon to a room filled with holographic displays. The images showed the damage caused by human FTL jumps, scars in space-time that glowed like wounds. Every time you use your drive, you damage the quantum substrate that holds reality together, Kethver explained. The damage heals, but slowly. Too much damage, too quickly, and the healing process fails. What happens then? Universal collapse. Everything that exists stops existing. Ji-Hoon felt sick. We didn't know. We were just trying to explore the galaxy, we understand. But knowledge of the danger doesn't eliminate the danger. Your species must stop using this technology immediately. And if we refuse? Kethver's expression was impossible to read, but his tone was clear. The Council has authorized the use of force to protect the universe. 47 civilizations have agreed that Earth's technology cannot be allowed to continue. The meeting lasted 6 hours. Kethver showed Ji-Hoon evidence of previous species that had developed reality-altering technology. All of them had been extinct within a century. You're not the first to discover these forces, Kethver explained. But you're the first to use them so carelessly. Previous species understood the danger and limited their use. Humans seem to treat universal destruction as an acceptable risk. We're explorers, Ji-Hoon said. Taking risk is what we do. This is not a risk. This is a certainty. Continue using your drives and you will destroy everything. When Ji-Hoon returned to Earth, he carried the Council's formal ultimatum. The document was clear. Earth had 30 days to surrender all void, drive technology, and submit to galactic monitoring. In exchange, humanity would be granted membership in the Galactic Cooperative Council and access to safe FTL technology. The alternative was unstated but obvious: total war, President Sang-ho. Yoon called an emergency session of Earth's government. The debate was fierce and immediate. "They're asking us to give up our greatest advantage," argued General In-young Park. "Without the void drive, we're helpless against 47 civilizations. With the void drive, we might accidentally kill everyone in the universe," countered Science Minister Woo Jin-nam. "Including ourselves." Admiral Dong Hyun Lee had a different perspective. "Maybe the danger is exactly why we should keep it. If our technology scares them this much, imagine what it could do to protect Earth." Dr. Hyun-woo Park, the drive's creator, was surprisingly quiet during most of the debate. Finally, someone asked for his opinion. "I've been running calculations since the aliens arrived," he said. "They're right about the danger, but they're wrong about one thing." "What's that?" "They think the reality tears are a side effect. They're not. They're the main feature." The room went silent. Hyun-woo continued. "We've been thinking about this backwards. The void drive doesn't just punch holes in reality for transportation. It can punch holes anywhere, anytime. We could delete entire star systems if we wanted to." So Young Kim, who had been working with Hyun-woo since the beginning, nodded. "We accidentally created the ultimate weapon. No wonder they're scared." The final vote was closer than expected. 51% to keep the void drive, 49% to surrender it. Earth would refuse the Council's ultimatum. Ambassador Kethver received Earth's response while orbiting the Moon. The message was polite but firm. "Thank you for the information about the dangers of our technology. We will be more careful in its use. However, we cannot surrender our primary means of defense and exploration. We hope this decision can be the beginning of cooperation rather than conflict." Kethver immediately transmitted the response to the Council. The reaction was swift and decisive. Within hours, the largest military fleet in galactic history began moving toward the Sol system. 47 civilizations had decided that humanity's stubborn refusal to surrender their universe-threatening technology left only one option. Earth would be conquered or destroyed. The universe was too important to risk on human promises to be more careful. The war for reality itself was about to begin. President Sang-ho Yoon stood in the war room, staring at the holographic display showing alien fleet movements. 47 civilizations were sending ships toward Earth. The largest military force in galactic history was coming to destroy humanity's greatest achievement. "How long do we have?" he asked Admiral Dong Hyun Lee. 6 months, maybe less. They're coming from multiple directions. General In-young Park slammed her fist on the table. "We should have built more ships when we had the chance. 50 void drive? Ships against thousands of alien vessels. 50 ships might be enough," said Science Minister Woo Jin-nam quietly. "If Dr. Park's new discoveries are correct." All eyes turned to Dr. Hyun-woo Park, who had been working non-stop since the alien ultimatum arrived. His clothes were wrinkled, his hair messy, but his eyes burned with excitement. "Tell them what you found," urged his partner. Dr. So-young Kim. Hyun-woo activated his presentation. "We've been thinking about the void drive all wrong. We thought the reality tears were dangerous side effects. They're not side effects, they're weapons." The hologram showed a three-dimensional model of space-time with a ship punching through it. "When we activate the drive, we don't just move through space. We temporarily delete the space we're moving through. For a few seconds, that region of reality simply doesn't exist." "So?" asked General In-young Park. "So we can control where the deletion happens. We don't have to delete the space around our ship. We can delete the space around anything." The room went silent as the implications sank in. "You mean we can delete enemy ships?" President Sang-ho asked. "Ships, planets, stars, anything. We just aim the drive at a target and activate it. Whatever is in that space stops existing." So Young Kim brought up another display. "We tested it yesterday on an asteroid. Hyun-woo aimed the drive and activated it. The asteroid vanished completely. No explosion, no debris. It just wasn't there anymore." Admiral Dong Hyun Lee leaned forward. "How precise is the targeting?" "Very precise." We can delete a cubic meter or a cubic kilometer, whatever we choose. The president was quiet for a long moment. Are you telling me we can delete enemy fleets from existence? That's exactly what I'm telling you. General and young Park stood up. This changes everything. We're not just defending Earth anymore. We're the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The next few weeks were a flurry of activity. Earth's shipyards worked around the clock to retrofit existing ships with the new weaponized void drives. Admiral Donghyun Lee organized training exercises to teach pilots how to use deletion beams instead of traditional weapons. Captain Bo-ra Choi was one of the first to master the new systems. Her ship, the Reality's Edge, could now selectively delete parts of space with surgical precision. It's like having a magic eraser, she told her crew during practice. Point and click, and whatever you're aiming at stops existing. The alien fleet's approach was monitored constantly. Intelligence reports suggested they were bringing planet-killer weapons and star destroyer bombs. They expected to overwhelm primitive humans through sheer firepower. They had no idea what they were flying into. Meanwhile, Ambassador Kethver tried one last time to negotiate with Earth's leaders. He met with Ambassador Min-Ho Shin, Earth's newly appointed alien relations specialist. Your leaders don't understand the magnitude of what's coming, Kethver warned. This isn't just the Council's military. Every species in the galaxy has contributed. Ships, you're facing total annihilation. Min-Ho Shin was a career diplomat who had spent his life preparing for moments like this. He was calm, professional, and completely unmoved by the aliens' threats. We appreciate your concern, Min-Ho replied. But Earth's position hasn't changed. We will not surrender our technology. Then you will all die. Maybe, or maybe you will. Kethver's alien features made his expression hard to read, but his surprise was obvious. You think 50 ships can defeat the entire galaxy? I think you don't understand what our ships can do. To prove his point, Min-Ho showed Kethver a recording from Earth's latest weapons test. Captain Jae-Sung Kim had taken his ship to an empty star system and demonstrated the new deletion beam dot in the recording. Kim's ship approached a gas giant planet. There was a brief flash of energy, and then a perfectly spherical chunk of the planet simply vanished. No explosion, no debris, just empty space where part of a world used to be. This is what will happen to your fleets, Min-Ho said calmly. We will delete them from existence. Kethver stared at the recording. This is madness. You're talking about weapons that could destroy the universe. You're the ones who brought weapons to our solar system. We're just defending ourselves. The alien ambassador left Earth that day with a new appreciation for human stubbornness. His report to the Council was brief. Humans refuse to surrender. They have weaponized their reality-altering technology. Recommend extreme caution. But the Galactic Fleet was already committed. 47 civilizations had agreed that humanity's technology was too dangerous to exist. The fleet would arrive at Earth in 2 months. Admiral Sujin Beek was put in charge of Earth's defense. She was a veteran of 3 interplanetary wars and had never lost a battle. But she had never faced odds like this. 12 ships, she told her staff officers. That's what we have ready for combat. 12 ships against 10,000. Ma'am, said Captain Hai-Wan Lim, her tactical officer, the numbers don't matter if we can delete their ships faster than they can shoot us. That's what we're counting on. Sujin's strategy was simple. Let the alien fleet enter the solar system. Then delete their ships one by one until they surrendered or retreated. Earth's ships would stay mobile, using the void drive to jump around the battlefield while picking off targets. Remember, she told their captains during the final briefing, we're not trying to destroy their ships. We're trying to make them not exist. There's a difference. What's the difference? Asked Captain Dongmin Yu. Destroyed ships leave debris that others can learn from. Deleted ships leave nothing. No evidence, no technology to reverse engineer. Just empty space. The first alien scouts arrived at the edge of the solar system on a Wednesday. They were immediately detected by Earth sensors, but Admiral Sujin decided not to engage them yet. Better to let the aliens think they had the element of surprise, Dr. Hyun-woo Park made one final improvement to the void drive systems during the last week before the battle. He called it cascade deletion. Instead of deleting one target at a time, we can create a chain reaction, he explained to Admiral Sujin. Delete one ship and the reality tier spreads to nearby ships. We could potentially delete an entire fleet formation with a single shot. How many ships could we delete at once? Theoretically, all of them. If they're close enough together, we could delete the entire alien fleet in seconds. Admiral Sujin smiled for the first time in weeks. Then let's make sure they get close enough together. The main alien fleet arrived on a Friday morning. 10,000 ships from 47 different species, armed with weapons that could crack planets and destroy stars. They formed a massive sphere around Earth. Preparing for the final assault, Fleet Admiral Kethver commanded the operation from his flagship, a moon-sized battle station called the Galactic Hammer. He expected the battle to last hours, maybe days if the humans were particularly stubborn. He sent one final message to Earth. Surrender now, and your species will be relocated to a safe world under Council supervision. Refuse and we will be forced to sterilize your planet. Earth's response came from Admiral Sujin Beek herself. You brought weapons to our home. You threatened our families. You demanded we surrender our greatest achievement. Did you really think we would just give up? This is your final warning. Kethver replied. No, Sujin said. This is yours. The battle for Earth was about to begin. 12 human ships against 10,000 alien vessels. On paper, it was the most one-sided conflict in galactic history, but the aliens had never fought an enemy that could delete reality itself. They were about to learn why threatening humanity's families was a very bad idea. Fleet Admiral Kethver looked at the tactical display showing Earth surrounded by 10,000 ships. In 300 years of military service, he had never seen such overwhelming force concentrated against a single world. All ships report. Ready, announced his tactical officer. Planet crackers are charged, star killers are armed. We can begin orbital bombardment on your command. Kethver studied the energy readings from Earth's 12 defending ships. The human vessels were tiny compared to his battle cruisers, but their energy signatures were unlike anything in the Council databases. Sir, said his science officer, the human ships are generating massive gravitational fields. Much stronger than their size should allow. Weapons? Unknown. They don't match any known technology. Far below, Admiral Sujin Beek watched the alien fleet through her ship's sensors. 10,000 vessels formed a perfect sphere around Earth, ready to rain destruction on humanity's homeworld. Tactical, give me target priorities, she ordered. Captain Hai-Wan Lim studied her screens. The large ships in the center are command vessels. If we delete those first, we can disrupt their coordination. Range to targets? 50,000 kilometers. Well, within deletion range. Sujin nodded. All ships, prepare for void strike. Target the command cluster, on my mark. Captain Jae-Sung Kim piloted his ship, the Void Cutter, to optimal position. His new targeting system could lock onto multiple ships simultaneously. The cascade deletion Dr. Hyun-Woo Park had designed would spread from ship to ship like a virus. Lock confirmed on 12 targets, Kim reported. Ready to delete? Remember, Sujin said over the com, we're not destroying these ships. We're making them never have existed. No debris, no survivors, no evidence, clean deletion only. The first shot of the battle came from the aliens. A massive energy beam lanced out from Kethver's flagship, aimed at Earth's largest city. It was intended as a demonstration of power, a warning shot to make humans surrender. The beam never reached Earth. Captain Bo Ra Choi's ship materialized directly in the beam's path. For a split second, her ship's hull glowed white-hot. Then she activated her void drive, reality twisted. A sphere of nothingness expanded around her ship, swallowing the energy beam completely. When the void collapsed, both the beam and a section of space were simply gone. Impossible, whispered Kethver's science officer. They absorbed a planet-killer beam. No, Kethver corrected, studying the readings. They deleted it. The beam doesn't exist anymore? Admiral Sujin's voice crackled over the human fleet communications. All ships execute void strike. Delete them. 12 human ships activated their weapons simultaneously, reality screamed. Spheres of nothingness appeared throughout the alien fleet. Where command ships had been floating seconds before, there was now empty space. Not wreckage, not debris, nothing. The cascade effect Dr. Hyun-woo had designed worked perfectly. The deletion spread from the target ships to nearby vessels, consuming them one by one. In 30 seconds, the alien fleet lost over 200 ships. "Report," Kethver shouted. "Sir, we've lost contact with the entire command squadron. Sensors show no debris, no energy signatures. They're just ... Gone where?" "Not gone somewhere else, sir. Gone. They don't exist anymore." The remaining alien ships opened fire with everything they had. Thousands of energy beams, missiles, and exotic weapons converged on the human fleet's last known positions. They hit nothing. The human ships had jumped away the instant after firing, reappearing, scattered throughout the alien formation. Now they were inside the enemy fleet, surrounded by targets. Captain Dong-min, you found his ship floating next to a massive alien dreadnought. The enemy vessel was 50 times larger than his ship, armed with enough firepower to glass a continent. "This one's mine," he said, activating his deletion beam. The dreadnought vanished. A sphere of nothingness consumed it from bow to stern, leaving only empty space where a kilometer-long warship had been. "They're inside our formation," an alien captain screamed over the communication channels. "How are they moving so fast?" The answer was simple. Human ships weren't moving through space. They were jumping outside reality and reappearing wherever they wanted. The aliens couldn't track them because they weren't traveling through normal spacetime. Captain Hai-Won Lim materialized her ship inside the engine room of an alien battle cruiser. For a few seconds, both the ship and the cruiser occupied the same space. Then Lim activated her void drive. The result was spectacular. The alien ship developed a perfectly spherical hole through its center. Atmosphere rushed out, systems failed, and the massive vessel broke apart. "Sir," Kethver's tactical officer reported, "we're losing ships faster than we can count them. The humans are appearing inside our vessels and deleting sections of them." "How many have we lost?" 800 ships in the last 5 minutes. At this rate, the entire fleet will be gone in an hour. Kethver couldn't believe what he was hearing. His fleet was being destroyed by 12 primitive ships using technology that shouldn't exist. All ships, fall back to maximum range. Maintain formation and prepare for long-range bombardment. But Admiral Sujin wasn't going to let them escape. "Phase 2, she ordered. "Hunt them down." The human ships spread out across the solar system, each one hunting alien vessels with ruthless efficiency. They would appear next to a target, delete it, then vanish before return fire could reach them. Captain Min-Soo Park took his ship to the edge of the system where a group of alien destroyers was trying to retreat. He appeared directly in front of their formation and activated a wide-area deletion field. 20 ships vanished simultaneously. One moment they were there, the next they weren't. The only sign they had ever existed was the faint distortion in space-time where reality had been torn and repaired. "This is impossible," Kethver said, watching his fleet disappear ship by ship. "How are they doing this?" His science officer had been analyzing the human attacks. "Sir, they're not using conventional weapons. They're manipulating space-time itself. They can delete matter from existence." "Can we defend against it?" "No, sir." "How do you defend against something that makes you stop existing?" The battle raged for 6 hours. By the end, the alien fleet had lost 3,000 ships. The humans had lost none. Finally, Admiral Sujin opened a communication channel to the alien flagship. "Fleet Admiral Kethver, this is Admiral Sujin Beak of the Earth Defense Force. I suggest you call off your attack." Kethver's voice was shaken. "What are you?" "We're humans. We're explorers, engineers, and defenders of our home. And we're very good at solving problems. Your weapons are impossible. They violate the fundamental laws of physics. No, they use the fundamental laws of physics. We just use them differently than you do. Kethver looked at his tactical display. 7,000 ships remained, but they were scattered across the system and demoralized. His crews were reporting equipment failures and panic. "What do you want?" he asked. "We want you to leave our solar system and never come back. We want the Council to understand that Earth is not a threat to the galaxy unless the galaxy threatens Earth first." "And if we refuse?" Admiral Sujin's response was calm and terrifying. "Then we'll delete every ship in your fleet. After that, we'll delete every Council world that supported this invasion. We have the technology to reach anywhere in the galaxy instantly. There's nowhere you can hide from us." The communication went silent for several minutes. Kethver was consulting with his remaining commanders and the Council representatives aboard his ship. Finally, he responded, "Admiral Beak, the Council will consider your terms. But understand that this conflict is far from over. You've proven that humanity is indeed a threat to galactic stability. We've proven that humanity doesn't back down when threatened. There's a difference. Perhaps? Fleet Admiral Kethver out." The alien ships began withdrawing from the solar system. Some jumped to faster than light immediately. Others retreated. More slowly, their crews too shocked to function properly. Admiral Sujin watched them go from the bridge of her flagship. "Stand down from combat alert, but maintain ready status. They'll be back." "Ma'am," asked Captain Haiwan Lim, "what if they bring more ships next time? Then we'll delete more ships. We have the entire galaxy mapped now thanks to their navigation. Data, we can reach any Council world in seconds." "Are we really going to threaten the entire galaxy?" Sujin looked out at the stars where the alien fleet was disappearing. "We're not threatening anyone. We're making a promise. Leave Earth alone, and we'll leave you alone. Attack our home, and we'll delete you from existence." The first battle was over. Humanity had faced the combined might of 47 civilizations and won decisively. But both sides knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy had learned that humans possessed weapons that could delete reality itself. More importantly, they had learned that humans would use those weapons to defend their home without hesitation. The question now was whether the Galactic Council would accept humanity as an equal, or if they would try to find a way to eliminate the species that had become too dangerous to ignore. Speaker Prime Zixthara had ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years, but she had never faced a crisis like this. The emergency council session had been going for 18 hours, and no one could agree on what to do about humanity. "They destroyed 3,000 ships in 6 hours, reported Fleet Admiral Kethver via hologram from his flagship. "Not destroyed, deleted, made to never have existed." The council chamber was filled with representatives from 47 species, all talking at once. Some wanted immediate retaliation. Others demanded complete surrender. A few suggested trying to steal human technology. "Order," Zixthara called. "We must address this systematically." Councillor Mervek stood up. "The humans have proven they can delete entire fleets from existence. They claim they can reach any world in the galaxy instantly. If true, this makes them the most powerful military force in known space." "But there's still just one species on one world," argued the Andromedan representative. "We could gather 1,000,000 ships." "And they could delete 1,000,000 ships," replied High Analyst Morden. "Numbers mean nothing against technology that operates outside normal physics." The debate was interrupted by an incoming message from Earth. Admiral Sujin Beak appeared on the main screen, looking tired but determined. "Honorable Council members," she began, "I represent the people of Earth. We didn't ask for this conflict, but we finished it. Now we need to talk about what happens next." Zixthara leaned forward. "Admiral Beak, your species has demonstrated weapons that threaten the stability of the universe itself. How can we allow such technology to exist?" "Because you don't have a choice," Sujin replied bluntly. "We're not giving up our defense systems. But we're willing to discuss terms for peaceful coexistence." "What terms?" asked Councillor Mervak. "First, formal recognition of Earth as a sovereign world with the right to defend itself. Second, council membership with full voting rights. Third, a mutual non-aggression treaty. The chamber erupted in angry voices. Several representatives shouted that primitives couldn't be given council membership. Others demanded humanity surrender their technology first, and in return, Zixthara asked when the noise died down, "We'll share limited versions of our faster-than-light technology, safe versions that don't damage space-time. We'll also provide protection for council worlds against external threats." Admiral Sujin's next words silenced the chamber completely. "And we'll refrain from using our full capabilities against council members unless directly attacked." The threat was clear. Humanity could delete any world in the galaxy, but they were offering not to do it in exchange for peaceful relations back on Earth. Dr. Gai Young SEO was working on the technology sharing proposals. As Earth's new director of galactic relations, she had the difficult job of deciding what technology was safe to share. "The basic void drive is too dangerous," she explained to President Sang Ho Yoon. "But we can create a limited version that only opens small holes in space-time. It would still be faster than anything else in the galaxy, but it wouldn't risk universal destruction and our weapons. We keep those completely secret. The galaxy doesn't need to know exactly how we delete things from existence." Meanwhile, Director Sungjun Oh was establishing the Human Technology Oversight Committee. This new organization would monitor all reality-threatening research and ensure that Earth's experiments didn't accidentally destroy the universe. "We need to be more careful," he told the committee during their first meeting. "We've proven that our technology works. Now we need to prove that we can use it responsibly." Dr. Hyen-Woo Park, the original creator of the Void Drive, was appointed as the committee's chief scientist. "We'll continue research, but with better safety protocols. No more accidentally tearing holes in reality." "What about the military applications?" asked General In-young Park. "Those stay classified. The galaxy knows we have universe-ending weapons. They don't need to know how they work." The Council's response to Earth's proposals came a week later. After heated debates and several near-violent arguments, they had reached a decision. "The Galactic Cooperative Council accepts Earth's terms," announced Speaker Prime Zixthara during a formal broadcast. "Humanity will be granted provisional membership with full voting rights. In return, Earth will share safe faster-than-light technology and provide defense assistance when requested." The announcement shocked many species. Humanity had gone from unknown primitives to council members in less than a year. Some representatives were outraged, but most were simply relieved that the humans had agreed not to delete them. Captain Dong Hyen Lee, now promoted to admiral, led the first joint human-alien exploration mission. His ship, the New Horizon, was accompanied by vessels from 6 different council species. Their destination was the Galactic Rim, a region that had never been fully explored. "It's strange," commented Captain Un Ji-han, who served as the mission's navigator. "A year ago, we didn't know aliens existed. Now we're exploring the galaxy with them." "Things change fast when you can delete reality," Admiral Dong Hyen replied. "The exploration mission was a success. Human void drives allowed the fleet to travel distances that would have taken months and days. They mapped 12 new star systems and made contact with 3 previously unknown species. More importantly, the mission showed that humans and aliens could work together peacefully. The threat of mutual destruction had forced cooperation where diplomacy alone might have failed. Dr. So Young Kim led the technology transfer program. Working with scientists from across the galaxy, she developed safe versions of human FTL technology. These drives could travel faster than light without damaging space-time. "It's like teaching children to use scissors," she explained to her team. "We give them safe versions that can't hurt anyone while we keep the dangerous tools locked away." The new technology revolutionized galactic travel. Journey times that had taken months were reduced to days. Trade between distant worlds increased dramatically. The entire galaxy became more connected, but the most important change was psychological. Every species in the galaxy now knew that humanity possessed weapons that could delete them from existence. This knowledge brought a strange kind of peace. No one wants to fight a species that can make you stop existing, observed Ambassador Minho Shin during a council meeting. It's the ultimate deterrent. Captain Biora Choi commanded Earth's new embassy ship, the Reality's Edge. Her job was to patrol council space and respond to threats. The ship's presence alone was usually enough to end conflicts. Most disputes stop as soon as we arrive, she reported to Admiral Sujin Beek. The mere possibility that we might delete someone from existence makes everyone very polite. The first major test of the new galactic order came when an unknown alien fleet attacked a council world near the rim. The invaders used technology that no one recognized and seemed immune to conventional weapons. Council Defense Force requests immediate assistance, came the emergency message. Unknown hostiles are overwhelming our defenses. Admiral Sujin dispatched 3 ships to investigate. Captain Jae-Sung Kim arrived first and quickly assessed the situation. The unknown aliens had ships that could phase in and out of normal space, making them nearly impossible to hit. Interesting technology, Kim reported. But they're still operating within normal spacetime. He positioned his ship and activated a wide-area deletion field. The entire enemy fleet vanished in seconds, leaving only confused council defenders wondering where their attackers had gone. Threat eliminated, Kim reported. Unknown hostiles have been deleted from existence. The rescue mission became legend throughout the galaxy. Humanity had proven that their protection was real and immediate. Attack a council world and humans would delete you from reality. 5 years after first contact, humanity had become the galaxy's reluctant police force. Their ships patrolled known space, their technology connected distant worlds, and their weapons ensured peace through the ultimate threat. Speaker Prime Zixthara reflected on the changes during the Council's annual session. Humanity has brought stability to the galaxy through the simple threat of deletion. Perhaps this is what peace actually looks like. Admiral Dong Hyen Lee, now serving as Earth's Council representative, had a different perspective. We never wanted to be the galaxy's enforcers. We just wanted to explore the stars. But sometimes you have to be willing to fight to protect the right to be peaceful. The galaxy had learned a fundamental truth about humanity. They were explorers and scientists. First warriors only when necessary. But when they did fight, they fought with weapons that could unmake reality itself. The humans are dangerous, concluded High Analyst Morden in her final report on Earth. But they're dangerous in a useful way. No one wants to risk being deleted from existence, so no one starts wars anymore. Dr. Hyeon-woo Park continued his research in the secure laboratories beneath Seoul. His new projects were even more ambitious. Technology that could create new realities instead of just deleting old ones. The universe, it seemed, was much stranger and more malleable than anyone had imagined. What's next? Asked Dr. So-Young Kim during one of their late-night research sessions. Hyeon-woo looked up from his calculations. Next, we figure out how to create instead of just destroy? The universe is big, but maybe we can make it bigger. As Earth entered its 6th year as a council member,